Hey everyone, thank you for watching. Today's video, I'm going to be sharing all of the products that I have hit pan on. So I'm not an official project panner. I don't have an official project pan project underway or anything like that. But I have hit new pan recently in a couple products. So I just thought it would be fun to do a current roundup of all of the makeup products that I have hit pan in, because obviously it shows you that a lot of these are my favorites, products that I keep using over and over again. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, welcome. So I do start my videos with an outfit of the day. So today I just have on this red dress here. I am going to a Las Vegas show tonight, I believe. The Spice Girls like wannabe. It's like not the actual Spice Girls, but it's like something to do with Spice Girls. I haven't decided what I'm wearing yet. This is just one of the options. I'm just trying to see like how comfortable I am in it, quite honestly. I will also link any of my makeup down below, but I have to leave pretty shortly for the show, so I just did something pretty quick and simple, as I usually do. Again, I just wanted to run through the products that I have hit pan in. So if you don't know what that means, well, I will show you, because let me just start with the first product. So hitting pan is when you can actually see the pan in the bottom of your product here. So this typically happens if you have like a compact, a powder, an eyeshadow, things of that nature. You can kind of tell when you've hit pan in versus something like, you know, this primer here. Like you don't really hit pan in a liquid product like this. And I have done project pans in the past and I pretty much have always failed them. I typically have had a large makeup collection over the last several years, this being my full-time job. I try a lot of new makeup products. I have a fairly large makeup collection, all the things. So when I've done project pans, I tend to get frustrated with myself because I don't feel like I'm doing a great job. But in 2023, one of my goals was to not use as much new makeup, not purchase as much new makeup, not keep as much PR that I received, you know, try to remove myself from some PR lists and things like that, and really focus on what I have and using my favorite products again and again. And I feel like with a few new products that I've hit pan in, I feel like I'm doing a pretty good job at that. So again, that's kind of why I wanted to sit down and just share like a little roundup of the products that I've hit pan in. So the one that I was showing you first, this is actually a stack from Kaja, and I did break it. So I'm really trying to use up this bronzer because I feel like it's gonna dry out pretty soon. So this is their Sculpting face trio, and I have this shade Butter Up. So it has a blush. It does also have a highlight, and then we have a cream bronzer here. And again, I'm leaving this out because I want to try to use it up as quickly as I can. Otherwise, I feel like I'm just gonna have to toss the bronzer side. Like I can keep the blush and the highlight, but I'm super sad that that broke because I love that bronzer and I think that it's so pretty, and I just, obviously I love to use it. Again, hit pan in it, probably gonna say that a lot, but I think that that's a great little trio. Another bronzer, I know that I've mentioned this before about hitting pan in it, but I thought it'd be also fun to just show all of my products, but also any updates from products that I've hit pan in. But my Becca Capri Coast bronzer. Okay, I feel like this is looking pretty good if I do say so myself. I mean, that to me is like a pretty massive pan in the bronzer, and I'm really trying to use this one up. I don't wear this on camera as much because you can no longer get it, and it's just one of those things. Like I know I get asked a lot, like what lip products are you wearing, or what blush are you wearing, or eyeshadow or mascara, and I always point to my description box to say that is where I have my makeup linked. So in my videos, I try to make an effort to use products that are still in stock. That way if people see them on me, they like them, they want to get them, they can. But this is one where if I am not filming and I'm just like out and about, this is one that I really love to grab for. I still think that it's a really pretty bronzer. It has a nice little shimmer to it, and I really think I'm gonna be able to use that one up. And then a highlight that I have, this is the only highlight that I've ever hit pan in, and it is from Ofra Cosmetics. It's one of my collaborations that I did with the brand. This is the Start Inspired highlight. So if you can see, we have a little bit of pan action right in here. So this highlight has 2 pieces of Pillow Talk and 2 pieces of Star Island. When I did my first collaboration with Ofra, those were my 2 favorite highlights. So we combined them together and made our own highlight, which is Start Inspired. So I've actually hit pan in the Star Island side, but it looks like there's a little bit of pan that will probably be coming through on Pillow Talk as well. I don't wear highlight as much these days on my face, but I still enjoy to reach for Start Inspired, especially on the eyes. I think Star Island is really beautiful as an inner corner or a brow bone highlight, but first highlighter that I ever hit pan in. and I created it. A couple of complexion products. So my powders from Dior. The Dior Powder No Powders, I mean, okay. So we have 2N. This one is kind of broken as well. But if you can see, I have hit pan in this one. 2N is the shade that I wear on my under eyes. And then I wear the shade 3N all over my face. So I have hit pan in this one as well. This is like my 8th compact of the Dior Powder No Powder. This was a favorite of mine for a very long time, like the only powder that I wore. I loved having it for my under eyes. It makes it so smooth and blurring. On the face, it truly is just like a filter over the entire face. And like I said, I've gone through so many of these. I've recommended them so much. At one point, when you Googled my name, this was one of the top Google searches that came along with it, was the Dior Powder No Powder. I do feel like it's been knocked off a little bit, and I will be showing who has been knocking off the Dior Powder No Powder in this video, because I have hit pan in that product as well. But I'm not using these as much these days. I panic bought 3 Dior Powder No Powders in 3N when Dior said that they were discontinuing and reformulating this, and I actually ended up selling them all on my Poshmark, which you bought them all right away. So that makes me happy. At least I, feel like other people are enjoying it as well. But I'm not using the powder as much, though there's still ones that, especially the 3N, I still feel like I could finish that off one day. Another powder, this is one that I've gone through a couple as well, but the Charlotte Tilbury the Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder. I have the shade 2. You can see I just have like a little circle all the way around. And it's so funny because there's been a number of times where I've almost repurchased this, which I'm going to have to, and I will, because this is one of my favorite powders. I have it on my under eyes today. I just think that it's so beautiful. So I know that I will definitely be repurchasing this powder, but I'm like, even though I still only have it on the sides, it's still a lot of powder. It's still a lot of product, and especially because I use a different powder for my face most of the time. I'm really just using this on my under eyes. I don't need a large amount of product. But this is one that I know I will repurchase. Again, this is probably like my third compact, maybe 4th of the Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder from Charlotte Tilbury, but it's one of my favorites. Another favorite product of mine, I was kind of like, is this considered hitting pan? But I'm gonna show you anyways. It's the Nars Soft Matte Concealer. But I mean, like, hello, like, I mean, I'm almost gonna use up, and I will use up this entire product. It's still one of my most worn concealers. I use the shade Creme Brulee. This is one of my favorite products if you struggle with acne or covering redness, dark spots on your face. This is the #1 product that I would recommend, especially in my get ready with me videos, or if I do shorts where I'm showing kind of like a bare face and then switching, real quickly to having makeup on. I get asked so many questions of what I'm using to cover my redness, because I definitely had a whole acne journey for quite some time, and really struggled with breakouts and still have a lot of discoloration on my skin from that time. And this is my tippy top product that I would recommend. So I do love me the Nars Soft Matte. And another concealer, I just hit pan on this one recently, and I was so proud of myself. This is from Sigma Beauty, and this is their Color Corrector Duo. One of my favorite products from Sigma, and one that I do not feel like is talked about enough. I know me and Kelly Gooch both love this product, but I feel like I don't hear a lot of other people talk about it. And since the day that it came out, the day that I started trying it, I was like, oh my gosh, this is fantastic. So I use the shade Light to Medium. So in here, this is what I use on my under eyes. It's a little bit of a lighter shade. It's a little bit more brightening for the under eyes. And then the other one is what I use all over my skin. So again, a lot of times when I'm using this, I'm not using a foundation. I'm just coming right in, putting this on my under eyes, this on any of those discoloration marks on my face, and then blending it all together and adding some powder on top, and it is boom. It is so easy to use. It's great for no makeup days. It's really lightweight. It is easy to blend out, and I love that you have the 2 different shades, because I don't wear foundation super often. A lot of times I end up just wearing a concealer and powder, and I have a lot of concealers. Like today I'm wearing the Natasha Denona High Glam. I have a lot of concealers that I can wear for the under eyes and also on the face, but I really like that you have the option for a lighter shade as well for the under eyes if you do want to get a little bit of that brightening effect, and also a little bit of that color correcting for the, like, if you have dark circles on the under eyes, things like that. This is going to be a great option for you. So Truly one of my favorite products from Sigma. I am an affiliate with them and my code is Samantha if you are thinking about trying that out or any other products from them. All right, and then this is the product that I have hit pan on most recently. It just happened like, what, 3 days ago maybe? And I was so excited and a little bit shocked by it. But this is from Lawless Beauty and this is their Perfecting Powder. I have the shade Light Medium and look at that. I mean, hello. So when I did a challenge recently of doing my makeup with no mirror. That is when I hit pan, so it was on camera that it happened. But it was so funny because I didn't have a mirror in front of me. I had my viewfinder flipped down. Like I couldn't actually see my own reaction. So when I was watching it back, you just like see like the utter like shock, but also happiness. And it's funny because when it comes to panning my makeup, I feel like there was a time years ago where I would be upset about it and be like, no, I don't want to go through it. And you know, no, I don't want to finish it up and I want to have it forever. But over the years and as my makeup collection grew and as I noticed, I don't go through makeup as much. Sometimes it's a little bit of a struggle because it's like, wow, I spend a lot of money on makeup and then it's just sitting here or I'm not using it and it kind of feels like, what is the point of that? So that's why I, again, kind of made it my mission for 2023 to not buy and try as much. But even to be able to use the products that I love and use them up and at least know for myself, like I did get my money's worth out of those products. And you know, I did constantly use my favorites instead of just trying something new every single day. And that's just something that I really wanted to focus on. So I was quite pleased when I hit pan on my Lawless Powder because I have been raving about this, again, pretty much since the time that I started trying it. I have been telling so many people how much I love it. And different from the Dior, I feel like the Dior is a little bit heavier on the skin. It's not a super heavy product because I don't love that, but I just feel like it has a little bit more oomph to it and it really kind of just like filter on your face. Sometimes if that's what I'm going for, this is gonna be a great product to use. The Lawless, I still feel like you get something really, like a very similar effect to it. It's very blurring, it's very smoothing, it's very filter-like on the face as well. It just is beautiful, but it kind of is more of my skin but better. Whereas with the Dior, I feel like it's more like I'm wearing a powder foundation. Whereas the Lawless is just gonna be a little bit more natural, which personally is my makeup preference. So this is the one that I've just been preferring, and obviously I've been using it so much. So I tried to not panic buy another Lawless Powder after hitting pan, because truly that's my first thought is like, I need to make sure I have another one. And I'm like, it's okay, you have a lot of, like, look at your Charlotte Tilbury. You have a little product in here still, but I like that it comes with the mirror as well. Again, I use more product because I do use this all over my skin, but you know, I have it on today and I think that my skin is looking really nice. So I highly, highly recommend that one from Lawless. And then to finish it off, I just have a few eye products. So when I was putting this video together and I was going through my makeup collection, I was like, I'm pretty sure I don't have eyeshadow palettes that have pan in them, but I was sitting there in my closet opening up all my eyeshadow palettes like, maybe this one, no, maybe that one, no, what about that, no. So I think that it would be really great if by the end of the year, if I could have one eyeshadow in one eyeshadow palette that has pan in it. There's a few palettes that I was like, maybe, and then I thought about bringing in some products into this video as well as like maybe by the end of but I'm like, that's a whole like project pan video if you're like picking out products. So if you think that I should challenge myself to an actual project pan before the end of 2023, let me know, because I already have some ideas of what I could pull in. But again, I oftentimes feel guilty that I do project pan videos and then I feel like I never hit pan, but maybe this will be the year. I don't know. Maybe it will be. But I do have two single shadows that I have hit pan in, and these are both from Colourpop. So one is Beauty and the Beast, and it is just this beautiful gold shade. I should be doing some close-ups in case it's really hard to see where I've hit pan in this one, but right in the center, hit pan. I wear gold eyeshadow all of the time, and I love the Colourpop Super Shocks because I'm very much into quick and easy makeup, and I love the Colourpops. I can just go in with my finger and literally like 1-2 swipe, and then I'm good to go. Add some mascara, maybe some eyeliner, and then I am out the door. So I rely on my Colourpop Super Shocks a lot. And especially, I tend to find when I am using one and I really love it, I tend to just leave it out and just grab for it every single day. So that is why, like, that's what happened with Beauty and the Beast. So that's definitely a big reason why I was able to get pan in this one, but it's such a beautiful shade. And then another one is Couche. So I hit pan in this one, and then it kind of like, you know, it's the Super Shock formula, like it kind of shattered as well. So I have it pressed back in, but I don't know if you'd be able to see like from the sides here that you can see like pan over there versus in the center, because again, it kind of broke up a little bit in here and I was doing my best to kind of push it back together. But Couche is such a beautiful shade as well. And it's just one of those that is so easy to just slap on the eyes real quick. Again, add your mascara, you know, a lip, I just have a lip oil on today, something along those lines, and boom, you're out the door. But I think it would be really cool too. There's a couple of Super Shocks as well that I was like, I feel like I'm getting really close in these, and it makes me want to pull those out to see if I can pan them, but then I also want to keep these out because the Colourpop Super Shocks I can actually go through. And even when I was first buying the Colourpop Super Shock eyeshadows, I didn't really love them that much. I was buying them because everybody else in the YouTube beauty community was talking about them. So I was like, I should love these too. And I was still going through them. I actually, what's really funny is I feel like there's one eyeshadow that I can remember going through first. I'm fairly confident it was a green. I'm fairly confident it was a matte green eyeshadow. So that's really funny to think back on, because that was way before I was even into green eyeshadow. But I know that I can use these up, so I think it would be really cool to go through some of these, but also to pan a few new single shadows, but also, again, like one pan in one eyeshadow palette. I am really curious, do you have any eyeshadow palettes that you have hit pan in? I would love to know if you leave those in the comments. I also do not have any blushes that I have hit pan in, and I would love to change that as well. But man, like I was thinking of my Tarte like Parte blush, and it's a mini. I have had that blush in a project pan from like 4 years ago, and I still have yet to hit pan on any blush in my collection. And I'm like, man, it is so hard for me to pan a blush. So I would also love to know if you have any blushes, or just if you've hit pan on anything recently. I feel like, to me, it's not shocking to see a lot of complexion products, the powders, the concealers, things like that, because that is what I wear the most. It's what I wear every day. And again, because I have struggled with skin issues, when I find those favorite products that work for me, I continually go back to them. I don't feel a need to like try a bunch of different things, versus when it comes to something like an eyeshadow, I have so many palettes, I have single shadows. It's a little bit harder for me to hit pan in something like that. But I hope that you enjoyed this video. Again, just kind of like a fun casual one to sit down and talk about makeup that I obviously love very much, that I keep using, and that I have hit pan in. And I feel like I've said that so many times, I don't even know what that's gonna mean as we come to the end of this video. But I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure to give this one a thumbs up. I hope you also consider subscribing before you go, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye. Here's a little update on Aries. She's pretty sleepy. We're filming the day after the 4th of July, so the fireworks were going off last night. So I can tell we hid in the closet all night, and then I can tell today that really just like any noise is still kind of bothering her. And then she also had a chemo checkup today, so we're just waiting to get those results back. But we were out at the clinic today, so she's just very sleepy, but she's just laying with me under my desk. But she's doing okay. She's doing okay. I feel so bad for all the dogs that hate fireworks on the 4th of July, because man, it was so loud last night.